Ethereum's founder has an estimated IQ of 257. I'm pretty sure it can't be measured above a certain point because after that there are too few people in that sample to generate any meaningful data. Lol, this dude doesn't even know how to eat. The most powerful man in the world. Somehow I glossed over this when I last visited this page. Lmao. This is the most based man in the world of Warcraft, not even slightly autistic. His Adidas game is strong though, respect. Then why is not all in on Link? Stinky Linky's for lol. Kek, I don't know how this rickets crack baby could have an IQ past 80. What's his problem? Greater than I gave each agent a utility function and let them independently IQ maximize their own objectives based employing Nazis field command structure. How TF you become so smart you don't even need to eat? Tredat nigget. If only a small portion of people have very high IQs, and those people did not design the IQ test, then it is irrelevant. If the smartest people on Earth designed the test, they have no real concept of testing normal people. IQ tests are largely a meme. They are tests of problem solving plus pattern recognition x time. I have scored over 130 on Mensa tests. Unless the test was designed by a person with an IQ over 200, I assume they are incapable of testing me accurately. How could a lesser intellect possible test a higher one? How could a higher intellect possible test a lower one? None of it is real. IQ tests give you an idea of how fast you can recognize patterns and solve problems in comparison to your peers, not much else. Looks like the malnourished son of Tom Brady. Imagine getting into BTC so early that you can create a subpar product with good marketing and get heralded as a big brain, intelligent alien. That's Vitalik and Gavin Woods. So many charlatans. The world is built on liars. There is nothing better than discovering math by yourself. Until then, IQ is like picking apples on a tree. This one looks good. You need high IQ to understand it. He always loves to rub his PP. Greater than IQ only gives you an idea of how fast problem solving, pattern recognition in comparison to peers. Isn't that literally what IQ is? Greater than how fast you can recognize patterns and solve problems. That's the basis of achievement. What the are you smoking? Greater than 130. You wouldn't get it anon. Greater than unless the test was designed by a person with an IQ over 200, I assume they are incapable of testing me accurately. 1. Create arbitrary test. 2. Test large portion of population, measuring speed and accuracy. 3. Get distribution. 4. Normalize. 4. Do basic statistics. 5. Set sample mean at a value of 100. Cause why the not? 6. Benchmark sigma. 5. 6. Profit. How does a board so obsessed with wanking over financial markets not understand this? You can literally arrive at roughly correct distributions for IQ from clickbait Facebook quizzes. Greater than claims that he scored over 130 on Mensa tests. Greater than has a retarded opinion about the executive function that happens to be the literal base of the learning process. Definitely a brainlet, cope. Greater than Ethereum's founder has an estimated IQ of 257. Based. That's funny bro. Greater than bragging about a 130 IQ. Ha 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 ha. Dude, no he doesn't. It's been 5 years, yet here we are paying $5 transaction fees. They're not getting enough scrutiny. Maybe if that was the case then they would have hurried up and fixed up there. Just being real. ETH is pure spaghetti code. ETH was without a doubt a great idea, I will not deny that at all. However, most people in crypto don't have the comprehension or knowledge to be able and look at the code base and identify flaws that could be catastrophic, both in terms of economic, security, and overall functioning in cost signals. Vitalik is smart. However, he's the most retarded smart person in all of crypto. He's a child who doesn't own up to his inability to produce a creation and has longevity. Him and his cronies wrote code. It can't scale. The only way it can scale is constant upgrades each time they feel things are getting congested. This is where the problem lies. It is impossible for ETH to implement a scaling solution to where it doesn't need upgrades anymore. For ETH to work, it will need constant upgrades of ETH 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, so on and so forth for an indefinite amount of time, just kicking the can down the road. Off-chain scaling won't work either because ETH's security is already on a stick. Making something more complicated that has already a piece of is 100% pointless. People can never steadily develop something on ETH because with each scaling upgrade, those who are creating on ETH will have to pivot each time to ensure their product is compatible to work on ETH. To sum it up, each time ETH decides to upgrade to scale, it just gets worse. For ETH to work to the level needed, the amount of ETH in every single wallet needs to be known after each transaction. Since ETH cannot implement SPV, it's impossible for ETH to scale because it does not have the capabilities to know the exact amount of ETH in every single ETH wallet after each transaction at a massive scale. The only way to permanently fix ETH would be to roll back the chain to the beginning almost. Vitalik is just your average Russian who can't produce anything of value. Kek, this is amazing. Greater than I just wanted to play video games. He has a too high IQ. Normal people can't understand his genius. That to us it simply looks like autism. This post gets no replies. Yeah/biz/ is full of good read 10/10ths. In which case, they're a for-profit company like Blockstream who constantly work on BTC upgrades, plus they like to take their time, just like Vitalik's ETH. We'll probably see them getting listed on NYSE in the years to come. Investors will eat that up. He is definitely gay. Is he the son of Satoshi? Greater than software needs to be constantly improved. No. I'd rather have a few points knocked off my IQ than become a hopelessly autistic pedo like Vitalik. Man, I remember when they nerfed my twins Rogue and basically just rage quit. He's definitely smarter than I am is alls I'm trying to say. The real Sheldon Cooper pedophile. He's also a booger picker. That means ETH will be a 257 stablecoin. Pure Slav cope. Why can't he just act normal for once? That's all I ask. Guys, seriously invest in ETH. Just having 50 ETH will make you a millionaire. The one on the right owns the world. See the you have a disposable email? Smart dude. Based. I think you need to reach a certain level of intellect and mental fortitude at a very young age to recognize that you are socially different from your peers, and be driven and resilient enough to observe, collect data, and implement friendship protocols with other humans in order to blend in, since it's very obvious that basic social skills are important for longevity and success. Based brainlet. Can someone explain this image? I don't get it. It's copy-paste. Is this real? Even an autist would not do what he did without a trigger. What made him lose it so early in his life to decide to go all in crypto and drop out of school? I can't believe the shock of Blizzard destroying WoW would cause such a massive change in someone. It took me one BTC crash and 2 years of bear market to start believing in paranormal. I wish I had been there before the ETH bull run to see all the memes. The only thing I can remember is I ignored a thread telling us to buy ETH at $10. And yet he didn't invest in Link. What a man. Sometimes I wonder if life is a joke. Smart people and dumb people tend to make the same conclusions despite getting there a different way. Smart people reason through life, dumb people follow instincts shaped by thousands of years of evolution. There is in the middle an intelligence gap where people are bright enough to want to consciously understand the world, but not quite smart enough to reason through it properly on their own. High IQ, so I can tell your post is wrong. Greater than just wanted to play video games. Do you guys think Vitalik has ever had sex? Ethereum's founder has an estimated age preference of 2, 5 and 7. I hope not, because it would make me feel like I should have sex. There should be a limit to this joke of a world. This URL. Fuses risks / Greater than Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin believes DeFi investors are underestimating smart contract risks on platforms locking billions of dollars these days, he said on a podcast this week. Do I have autism if I have the same opinion on DeFi platforms? Greater than MFW. What does he mean by this? Unironically asking. Is he warning us of the many, where the devs have like 40% of them are locked? I bet his feels so good just resting his chode on that pole. I used to do that same thing in grade 2 on the corner of my desk. You can get a loan with 65% of your collateral's value from a DeFi platform. The collateral has been known to be highly volatile and do a -80% or +400% in the last 12 months. There are bugs in some of the contracts allowing people to steal your funds. Someone can borrow your funds to short your collateral's value with it and doesn't have to return it to the platform if a short squeeze happens. I don't know. Would you risk all your assets in a new technology with no history and high risks for a few % of profit? My takeaway was that he was basically saying that the reason DeFi offers a higher rate than your bank is because a bank, generally speaking, has better security than a smart contract written by someone with a year of software engineering experience does. Appreciate the spoon-feeding, friends. Yes, Ethereum and all its consequence happened because of World of Warcraft, because if they kept the game good, Vitalik would be still playing it and wouldn't have created Ethereum. You don't know if he invests in Link. He may keep that to himself as a moral obligation. Remember when this retarded told everyone that his token was overpriced? I wanna bully this. He is a gigachad and you are a little. Imagine still doubting the king and actually believing any of the. Check out how fast my new project can do 10,000 transactions. Cash grab projects is going to have on Ethereum ever. Greater than that strong jawline dude could easily be a gigachad if he packed on some weight and started lifting.